This is a Peter channel. The time now, 11 o'clock on this Thursday night, July 24th, 2014 on Thursday night. It is time now for the Waterman Issue PJ Ways the late night report. Thursday night, July 24th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our congratulations at 11 o'clock in North Massachusetts, 63 degrees of temperature, overcast skies, humidity 93%. Port about 61 degrees. It's calm and its visibility about 10 miles. Alright, let's take a look at our radar scope. Shows spotty rain showers around west of Providence, Rhode Island here, and zoom in and showing some rain showers around north situated around the western suburbs of Cranston. Some rain showers around East Greenwich and some rain showers southeast of Oneco in Connecticut, and some rain showers around Dayton, around Seekonk, and around Jewett City and Preston City out in southeastern Connecticut around northeast of Lydia.
It was a test of their faith.
They had a wonderful trip. They were well received in the village. They had no difficulties.
And we're zooming it out, and it shows a line of rain showers off the New England coastline, especially the west central portions of Nova Scotia, central portion of Nova Scotia, the eastern portion of Nova Scotia, and out of western portions of Prince Edward Island there, and some showers and storms from eastern Virginia and eastern North Carolina coastline and northeastern South Carolina coastline off the North Carolina coastline. And it's part of the future today with Virginia here, and some showers and storms on the Mid-Atlantic coastline, and some spotty rain showers around south central Alabama and then for south central Mississippi and off the Louisiana coastline here. Spotty rain showers around central Florida and off the western coast of Florida and then off the northeastern coast of Florida and Georgia here.
Valuables stolen.
Spotty rain showers around south central Texas and northeastern Mexico. And a lot of rain showers from over Baja Mexico curved around north central Arizona and down for Colorado, and rain showers and storms in northeastern.
Their faith is in the Lord Jesus. They trusted Him throughout the
Nebraska and northwestern South Dakota down for western and North Dakota, northeastern Montana, and then for Saskatchewan, and from Alberta down for eastern British Columbia, and west in
American Embassy in Guatemala City, where we're told it was referred to the local police.
Snow and sleet pelts line with rain showers west of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and
Bob in Hamilton.
so we're seeing a touch of snow and sleet in southwestern Alberta mountains, along with some rain here.
In this case, right now, police are searching for this man, and they're
Clothing, Colorado. Good evening, 86 degrees with clear skies here. Okay, let's take a look at our satellite loop here that shows
what else Hernandez is saying tonight, Mayor?
Yeah, it is not clear.
mountain clouds covered from land Canada and stretching it in through the New England coastline and the United States here. Spotty
And she says
clouds off the southeast of Georgia and north central Florida, and a line of clouds from western Virginia and Carolinas down for Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi.
looking into
And a line of clouds from Mexico stretching it down for north southwest of Texas and stretching down for northern
exactly what
Arizona down for Fork region, and then through western Kansas up in Nebraska up in the Dakotas, and stretching it down from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and stretching down from Manitoba down for western Canada here. Patrick clouds from northern Ontario up into James Bay.
And his family has asked for their privacy since the teen suddenly
Okay, let's take a look at map situation. Cold front from
are not providing
Nevada stretching up in the Nova Rockies here. Cold front from eastern Montana down from the western Dakotas, warm front from Nebraska, stretching it down from Kansas and Oklahoma, and a cold front from northeastern Texas and stretching it down for the Gulf States and then down for the Carolinas, and then up the Atlantic seaboard up, curving around Nova Scotia and around Gulf of St. Lawrence around Newfoundland here, and another cold front from north central Quebec down from Northern Ontario, and the one further up in Ontario here.
is there live tonight.
Photograph from west central Oregon and down for northern California coastline here, and another photograph from western Nebraska. It's curving around Colorado and eastern Mexico down for western Texas. High pressure in north central Arizona and the Gulf of Mexico and northern Illinois around the Chicago area here, and western Colorado, west of Denver, while low pressure in northeastern Utah, southwestern Montana, South Dakota, southern Alberta, southern North Carolina, and the Gulf States. 65 degrees at temperature in Boston, at 76 out of Washington, D.C., 74 in Atlanta, 84 in Miami, 86 in Brownsville, 91 in Dallas, Texas, 78 in Kansas City, 76 in St. Louis, 71 in Detroit, 69 in Chicago, 77 in Minneapolis, 85 in Great Billings, Montana, 71 in Great Falls, Montana, 92 out in Salt Lake City, 94 in El Paso, 90 in Albuquerque, 88 in Denver. Look at Phoenix. Look at that. Phoenix, Arizona, 113 degrees. It is hot out in Arizona. 66 out in Seattle. It's 76 out in LA. Nope, 76 in San Fran and 77 in LA. Here. Current conditions around the region.
Officials were ever indicted, and legal analyst David
64 in Boston, 63 out in.
I don't see anywhere in the world that the U.S.
Boston Harbor, 63 in Gloucester and Beverly and Bedford, 63 in Haverhill, 65 in Leominster, 68 in Worcester, 65 in Sturbridge, 68 in Webster, 70 out in Milford, 61 in Norwood, 62 in Taunton, 66 in New Bedford, 63 in Plymouth, 61 in Provincetown, 63 in Falmouth and Chatham, 60 in Martha's Vineyard, 61 in Nantucket, 67 in Cape Cod Bay, 68 in Blackcon, 70 in Wesley, 72 in Providence, 64 in Smithfield, at 64 in Springfield, at 66 at Amherst, 65 at Greenfield, 64 out of Pittsfield, 60 out of North Adams, 60 out of Albany, 58 out of Ayton, 57 at Barbara, 61 at Keene, 51 out of Jeffrey, New Hampshire, 64 in Concord, 63 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 60 out of Nashville, New Hampshire, 64 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 63 in Portland, Maine, 68 Windsor Locks, 71 out of Hartford, 67 at Meriden, 66 in Waterbury, 66 in Danbury, 72 in New Haven, 74 in Bridgeport, 71 in Long Island, 6 out in Montauk, 73 out in Islip, and 76 in New York City. Here.
With the findings of the independent council almost 4 years.
Let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the country. Here.
My part.
He's making lemonade out of lemons.
We spoke with
There'll be a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of the Northern Plains and Carolinas. Temperatures will be 10 to 15 degrees below average over the past 7 hours, and a strong upper level ridge will continue to dominate the weather pattern. Over the United States for the next several days, a storm system moving in front that passes the north and western Canada will be the force east right across the northern tier of the United States, much below normal temperatures will be common across the past 7 hours and wake of a cold front passage today. As the storm system moves in the central United States, after weather will be confined to areas long and head of the occluded front and warm front in the northern plains and later in the Great Lakes. Strong temperatures from the upper ridge and should suppress shower activity in the central plains throughout the period, and even if the current front will be approaching in the region. In the east, the front boundary will slowly drift southward from Midland to the southeast, and showers of thunderstorms are expected along the boundary tonight from the Midland to the central Gulf Coast by tomorrow. Scattered afternoon thunderstorm activity should be limited to coastal areas from the Carolinas to Texas. Here in the southwest, driven showers and thunderstorms are expected into the weekend with a strong upper ridge in the place to the east. Tropical moisture will be drawn northward off the East Pacific as precipitable water valves during 2 standard deviations above form. Normal enough region will offer isolated heavy rainfall and potentially flash flooding here. Alright, let's take a look at our forecast discussion here in New England there.
With the clouds in the afternoon. Temperatures are comfortable now, 60s even.
High pressure will bring dry and beautiful weather in the first part of the weekend, and showers and thunderstorms possible late this weekend and early next week when an approaching frontal system and a cold front moves offshore Tuesday with high pressure building in behind. And 10:05 p.m. near-term update early this evening were 2 renegade shots when New Lawrence, Massachusetts, and Avenue Hopkins, Rhode Island. Both of those anticipated, and some patchy low clouds remain over Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts, otherwise. Just some high cloudiness was moving in fact southern New England from the northern fringes of the convective cluster over the Virginia and Tidewater region. The remainder of the forecast was on track. Alright, let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics. Nothing brewing on it so far,
A big day
but
for Market Basket as the
we have a triple barreled action in the eastern Pacific intertropical system here.
headquarters.
Tropical depression number 1 here.
Meeting at the same time in
Shower activity associated with a low pressure located about 17 miles west southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula has changed little in organization today. However, satellite data indicate winds near tropical storm force north of the center and environmental conditions appear conducive for development, and the system is expected to become a tropical depression during the next day or 2 while it moves westward or west-northwest with about 10 miles per hour. Upper level winds are forecast to limit the development and chances by the weekend. Information checked for 48 hours, high 70%. Information checked for 5 days, high 70%. And a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms continue well south of the coast of the southeast of Mexico, and upper level winds are expected to become more favorable for development in its system over the next few days while it moves west-northwest with a 10 to 15 miles per hour. Information checked for 4 hours, low about 20%. Information checked for 5 days, high 60%. There.
That trial is set to begin in January.
And we have low pressure that's formed about 11 miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Some additional development of this system is possible by the weekend wall. It moves to the west and west-northwest by 10 to 15 miles per hour. Formation checked for 40 hours, low near 10%, and formation checked for 5 days. Medium about 50%. Another area of low pressure could form well south of the southeast of Mexico by early next weekend. Some gradual development of this system is possible after that time. Formation checked for 40 hours, low near 0%. Information checked for 5 days, low near 20%. Alright, let's take a look.
XX4, they say if you see it, do not approach it. Just call 911.
Shark finning is now illegal in Massachusetts, and a young boy is getting a lot of the credit for this. The new law bans the possession, the sale, even the distribution of fins, often removed while the rest of the live shark is thrown back into the ocean. Governor Patrick made it official at the aquarium today with a very proud 9-year-old animal activist by his side.
I have a thing for animals inside me, and if I can do,
Let's see what's brewing over Eastern Pacific. Capital of the Eastern Pacific, and nothing going on in Eastern Pacific in the hurricane department there. Alright, tomorrow's time we will see 70s for much of Cape Ann to the 80s for much of the region here. So, my temperature range for tomorrow we will see 72 to 84 degrees after a cool overnight on tap. Here we will see 40s to the 50s in the northern New England, 50s and 60s to the southern New England here, and dew points right now are 50 to 62 degrees. 50 from northern New Hampshire, 62 from Boston and Cape Cod, and 61 degrees the Fahrenheit temperature in Caribou, Maine. And a fantastic funny in store. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sun, and Sunday, rounds of showers and storms if you got weekend activities. Saturday will be the pick of the week here, and Monday still unsettled, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, beautiful stretch of river. And Pepperell at 80 degrees in Londonderry, New Hampshire, high of 81. And going to the beach here, 73 to 77 degrees, the water temperature 64 degrees, and winds, UV index is high, 1 to 3 feet waters, and low to moderate risk of rip currents. Alright, let's take a look at our view from the outside on this Thursday night. It shows a nice night on store, and you are going to have a fantastic party on top for tomorrow. Alright, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast.
They take care of us. We are the defense family. We will serve you better. Let's go play.
And it goes like this.
We know that guy.
Overnight, podcast got low 54 degrees, calm wind. Friday, Saints got under 84 degrees and north with about 5 miles per hour and calm. Friday night, Petrobras after 5 a.m. mobiles. Most of got low 58 degrees and southwest from about 3 to 6 miles per hour. Saturday, Petrobras got before 8 a.m. mobiles. Saints got under 82 degrees and southwest with about 5 to 11 miles per hour. Sunday night, Chester showers at thunderstorms mainly after 2 a.m. Most of got low 68 degrees and south with about 8 to 10 miles per hour. Chance precipitation 30%. And Sunday, Chester showers at thunderstorms. Most of got high rain 1 degrees and chance precipitation 50%. Sunday night, Chester showers at thunderstorms. Most of got low 69 degrees and chance precipitation 50%. Monday, showers and thunderstorms likely. Most of got high 82 degrees and chance precipitation 6%. Monday night, Chester showers and thunderstorms. Most of got low 66 degrees, chance precipitation 30%. Tuesday, most of the sun's got under 80 degrees. Tuesday night, podcast got low 60 degrees. Wednesday, most of the sun's got under 79 degrees. Wednesday night, podcast got low 60 degrees. And for Thursday, most of the sun's got under 80 degrees.
Purchase icon for this.
Predators, weather phrase of the night. Alright, fantastic Friday on tap for tomorrow. Peter Channel News Time is now 11:13 here, and it is time now for a little travel report late at night on a Thursday night.
This is new at 11. The wreckage of a missing passenger plane has been found in Mali. The Air Algeria jet liner crashed in a rainstorm with 116 people on board today. That plane disappeared from radar about an hour after it took off from Burkina Faso. Nearly half of the passengers were French. Many were heading home from Africa. This is the third major international air disaster in just a week. A private audience with the Pope. A New Hampshire family.
Take a look at traffic here, and it shows
Death in Sudan for marrying a Christian. That sentence was overturned in the face of international outrage. The Manchester family.
495 southbound, a little slow around the Wilton, stretch through some bridge maintenance, and Mass Pike eastbound, a little slow between Ludlow. So, otherwise, a good commute in tap for around the New England area. But hours by with New England smooth sailing ahead
Before reuniting with loved ones.
in the overnight hours here. And Route 1 on the northbound side, a little slow from Lever Connector up in the Tobin Bridge to Chelsea. 93 south, a little slow from Somerville down to the Zakin Bridge due to road work. Charlestown closed due to road construction and Carpool Lane southbound between entrance to Zakin Bridge and Boston is supported by DOT. And road closed beside the O'Neill Tunnel on ramp closed on 993 southbound. There's a 23 Pritchard Street supported by DOT. And 495 southbound, a little slow around 93 and over. Peter Channel News Time, 11:14, and it is time now for a Peter Channel News Late Night Report on this July 24th, 2014 on a Wednesday. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. You're down the news. Here, top story is correction classification. An early version of the story headline misstated that status of American tech corridor. As records of Air Algeria plane found in Mali. As the records of missing Air Algeria plane has been found about 50 kilometers from the border of Burkina Faso near the village of Bukesi in Mali. And presidential aid has said, "We sent men under agreement on the Mali government on the site, and they found the records of the plane with the help of the administrator," said General Gilbert Diendry, close to the present place compare. As the death toll rises in the latest round of Israel-Palestinian fighting, look, the Obama administration strategy for a reach of the ceasefire as John Kerry proposes a week-long halt of fighting in Gaza Strip.
Her heart stopping was getting worse.
Sisters of a friend from.
We could do nothing, or
Honduras aged 13, 14, 16 along Mexico's southern border this month, and with the United States. In Phoenix, Arizona executions that administered at least 2 full doses of a 2-drug lethal injection cocktail to a convicted killer before he violently succumbed to it nearly 2 hours after his execution began. The state's assistant attorney general said on. As the defendant Super Bowl champion reconvened at the training camp this week, keep corporate the success will be present. Skittles as Marshawn Lynch to hold out from Seahawks camp. In Darby, Pennsylvania, a psychiatrist who was grazed by gunfire from a patient in the hospital on Thursday. He helped stop the patient by using a weapon to shoot and wounded and buttoned up before a caseworker was killed. Authorities said.
To work with black eyes. I had heard.
In the United Nations, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said on Thursday that he was appalled by an attack by the United Nations men's school in the Gaza Strip that killed civilians, including children in UN. At least 2 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank during protests against Israel's military campaign, Gaza officials said. An 80-year-old homeowner in Long Beach, California, reported shot and killed a woman in an attempt to flee after he had been discovered by the sector of upscale home. Young Army War College on Thursday to convene an academic review board to conduct the former analyst of Senator John Walsh's disputed paper, which could result in the master's degree being revoked. In business news on the second day, and his West Coast fundraiser trip, President Obama steps at Carter's Daily in Los Angeles Cantor's Daily to greet patrons on Thursday. Jeffrey P. Bezos, Amazon's founder and chief executive, during an event in June, announced the Fire Smartphone.
Family back home.
Shanghai Husi Food, the U.S.-owned Chinese food supplier, at the center of a meat safety scandal when a court case earlier this year against a former quality control officer whose claims include that he was made to forge meat. Billy said Google's policy of notifying news publishers about the links that had moved to lead to the news publishers' blog their articles give them a burst of publicity. I'm method of tracking using across the internet user called Canvas fingerprint and simple to stop, but average internet users may not know how to do it. General Motors reported net income of about $200 million in the second quarter after a $1.2 billion charge for the cost of recalls. That's well from a $1.2 net billion a year earlier, where it has just $100 million of recall expenses.
Absolutely, and you know,
Growth beat tickets will go up $200 this month at 5 p.m. Pacific. Venture Beat is the governor and the best and brightest and modern digital marketing to help declare the landscape, simplify the functions, clarify goals, and point the way to success.
in the cloud, same cloud, and then of course in
Skull Trance is a dealer cast of rapidly evolving kick-ass hero Lucy, a stylish extra thriller that is equal part to dazzle Luke Gris. Scripts of Dole the Back for Bacardi inspires the attentions of Paramount Pedal and All H had made their respective Comic Con debuts. Playback several of the most talked about shit that is the first state of Comic Con logo. Water the Bar was on Thursday released an up close and in color profile image of Ben Affleck's Cape Crusader for cover film.
Down into the 50s, as you can see. Otherwise, generally
in sports news, when Team USA Manager Director Jerry Colangelo heard the news on Thursday afternoon that Los Angeles Clippers forward Big Cooper would not take part in summer's FIBA World Cup tournament, the element of surprise that he endured was all too real. Let's say Ray West, the team's pro running back in the Pro Bowl, had tested positive steroids under league rules. He would have faced a minimum 4-game suspension. Suspended Pierce and batted back for a 2-game suspension. Jeremy Lin being introduced to the news conference Thursday. The Los Angeles Lakers traded with the Houston Rockets for Lin.
Early tomorrow.
Minnesota Twins trade Kendrick Mouse to the Seattle Mariners.
Scattered fair with the clouds.
In Science News, that corner in a study published in PLOS ONE on July 23rd. It's also capable of feeling a basic form of jealousy, perpetrated to be the first experiment on canine jealousy. The study can define the view the complex modern envy is human construction. Astronomers trying to find water on 3 planets circle like sun-like stars and said they found a clutch to search water using NASA's Hubble telescope has come near dry. Health news are an increase in the number of U.S. adolescents who have received vaccines in defense of cervical and other kinds of cancers. One pills was lab run by the U.S. Centers of Disease Control while resumed shipments of biological materials with ban on transfer remains of all biosecurity lab jobs, the agency said.
As well, right around 80 on the Cape, then dropping back a few in the afternoon. That nice, pleasant, light sea breeze.
Alabama man sentenced to 6 years in prison for crystal meth conspiracy.
On the water and not Chop just 1 or 2 feet.
Take a look at the sports scores. The Boston Red Sox lose to the Toronto Blue Jays 8-0 here in Toronto. Tomorrow they'll be in Tampa Bay taking on the Tampa Bay Rays for a 3-game weekend series. John Lester, man for the Red Sox. David Pass and a man for the Rays for tomorrow night. Other squads are Major League's Baltimore leads down on top of the third, 4-0. Detroit 1. Los Angeles Angels 0 top of the third. Cleveland and Kansas City tied up 1 apiece at top of 10th in KC. San Diego pounded the Chicago Cubs 12-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Philadelphia nipping San Francisco 2-1. New York Yankees over Texas 4-2. Oakland thrashing Houston 13-1. Miami edging out Atlanta 3-2. White Sox and Chicago over Minnesota 5-2. And Milwaukee Brewers over the New York Mets 9-1. And Montreal and Real Salt Lake 1-1 through the 45th minute. And that's going to be it for the Weather Magician Peter Channel News late night opening this July 24th, 2014 on the Thursday night. I'm Peter Westhaver. Good night with a good positive to be. See you tomorrow morning. Good night.
Becoming a little more humid. Saturday.